best part of the song right there. All right. These lights are bright. How many of you are out here on a date? Not very many, all right? How many of you think you're getting some after this? It's weird. Dating's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. I remember one time I went on this date, and this particular girl I had been dating for 2 or 3 weeks. We were kind of hiding it from my family, kind of hiding it from her family, because we weren't quite sure, like, where's this gonna go? And I didn't want to break her heart, and she didn't want to break my heart, and la-di-da-di-da. You know how that goes. And anyways, we end up going to meet her mother. Now, for those of you here that are not LDS, I apologize. You probably might not understand some of this humor, but it's kind of funny. We go in, and her mother's sitting there on the couch watching some TV, and she says, my date says, "Hey, Mom, this is Austin, the guy that I've been kind of hiding from you." So we sit down on the couch, and she's like, "Oh, okay. Who are you? What are your parents' names?" You know, trying to do the, do you know this person? Do you know this? Who do you know? The Mormon thing, you know. And she's like, "Okay, where'd you go on your mission?" I'm like, "I went to Fiji." "Yeah, I went to Fiji." "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, really? How was it?" I say, "Oh, best 8 months of my life." She's like, "Oh." And she kind of like looked at my date, and then like looked at me, and wasn't quite sure how she was supposed to act. And you know, I kind of live for that awkward little thing. It's funny to me, but anyways, I'm just kind of like, yeah. It was best 8 months of my life. It was awesome. And anyway, she ended up figuring it out. Oh, he's just kidding around with me. He's being sarcastic. And later on, I actually married that girl. And yes, I'm married. You guys clap now. But before I was married, I always thought, what is with these girls dating these types of guys that are in the modern day, you know, they used to be called jerks, and now over time and translation, it's just kind of like the word is now douche. So I'm like, what's with these girls dating these douches? And so I just came to the conclusion that girls kind of like a douche. It's and I can prove it. I can prove it. I was at high school. I was at this party. It must have been one of those grinding parties. I was with Sam or something. That thing. And I'm with a buddy, and you know how these girls, every group of girls has. I got to thank my little brother for this word. It's called a duff. Now, girls, I don't want you to freak out and go, oh my goodness, oh. A duff is dumb, ugly, fat friend. Okay? Yeah, that's that's a better response right there. Laugh. It's funny. Anyways, I'm at this party with my friend, and there are some pretty cute girls, and there was this duff there that was trying to chat it up with us. And I'm not particularly mean to girls. I think I'm fairly gentleman-like, if that's what you would say. But anyways, this girl's just trying to, like, I don't know, but she was doing she was batting 1,000 for basically annoying the hell out of us. That's what she was doing. Anyways, finally, my friend kind of has a quick temper. He's like, "Oh my gosh, will you just leave us alone? Just leave." And the girl and her friends just kind of like. Anyways, this duff walks away, and this other girl, fairly attractive girl, says to my friend, "You are such a mother beeping hole." She's like, "She just had a baby." My friend, without skipping a beat, goes, "I'm sure it was delicious." That girl went out with my friend. Somehow she followed him throughout the party, grinding or whatever they were doing. And he's like, "I think I'm gonna take you out on a date." That girl went, which proves my theory. Girls like douches, right? Now, now that I'm married, the whole dating thing, it's a little bit different. Dating kind of gets, like, the dates kind of turn out a little bit awkward, but it was kind of funny. Before I got married, I remember taking my wife out a few times, and I'd go and, you know, we're walking out after we had just eaten, and I open her door, put her inside, and I walk around the back of the car, and I'm relieving myself as I'm walking around the car, you know, because I'm a gentleman. I don't want to. Anyways, sometimes you kind of even, like, look at your tires a little bit, because earlier in the night you had to let a couple of test farts out to see if they stunk or not. So you know how you're smelling, and you know, like, what the potency is, right? So some nights you can just, one walk around the car will do you just fine. Sometimes you gotta look at your tires. Sometimes you gotta pull out your phone, pretend you're finishing a text. We got married and my wife's like, "I heard you every time." She's like, "Damn." But the dating thing it's a little different now that we're married. You know, we go out to dinner, and then you know, you bring your date home, and then all of a sudden your wife's right there, and your date's like, "Who's that?" Like, "Oh, that's my wife." Makes for an awkward ride home. It's just, things are different. No, my wife's amazing. I never do anything stupid like that. She's awesome. But, you know, sometimes there are those nights where you're eating something bad and you're not sure if you're gonna make it home. You ever had those nights? Man. I've had many of those nights. Hey, you go serve a foreign mission and tell me that your stomach's the same. But anyways, this actually didn't happen to me on a date. I was actually at work, and I was driving a delivery truck, and I was like, "Oh, I am not gonna make it back to work. I gotta stop at this QT." And everyone knows if you can't go at your house or in a church building, QT is the next best place you can go. So I stop at this QT, and it's just me in the bathroom and sitting there, you know, growling one out. And she's like, not she. Anyways, I get in there. Some other guy walks in there, sits right in the stall next to me. And that's kind of awkward because, you know, it's like there's 4 other stalls. And you see the guy's feet there, and you can see his feet moving, so you know when he's like doing what he's doing. And anyways, he's like, I hear this guy, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I sit there for what seemed like a long time. It had to have been at least 2 or 3 seconds. And I'm like, taking a crap, man. And he's like, oh wait, actually that's not how it went. He's like, hey. I'm sitting there and hey. And then he's like, what are you doing? What you up to? I'm like, I'm taking a crap, man. What are you doing? I'm thinking like this guy wants a play-by-play of like how. So, anyways, right after I say, taking a crap, what are you doing? I hear this guy go, hold on a sec, man. I gotta call you back. This queer in the next stall to me thinks I'm talking to him. I'm Austin Goodman, guys. Thanks for listening.